Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. And now we're gonna talk a little concussion. Y'all ever heard of medulla oblongata? Right? You can get messed up and have convulsions. I'll get to that. Well, listen, before I get started, let me go to the NBA for a short. I told y'all with these rule changes and all that stuff that was going on in the NBA when they shooting these three-point shots and getting 3 shots for somebody just trying to defend a little bit, people running through the middle, swinging their hands up and getting fouls and initiating contact, still getting fouls. Changing that rule is going to piss some people off and make some people freak out a little bit, get a lot of technical fouls, probably a couple of ejections and stuff. The people that always do that, like James Harden. James Harden is my homeboy, right? But I told you I couldn't watch him. Not even when Russell Westbrook was on his team, I missed a lot of games, which I don't miss Westbrook games. For 5 years, I told you, I don't miss Westbrook games because I know something historical is going to happen, right? But when he was playing with Harden, I couldn't watch Harden play because for me it was cheating, even though Harden is awesome. But Harden's having some problems right now with these damn rules. He's got to adjust. Your little man over there in Atlanta got to adjust. Kyle Lowry and them and Chris Paul, who's doing well, you're going to have to adjust with all that running. You know how Chris Paul do. Any big man he see running down the court, just run down the court. He's going to go stand right in front of him and slow down. Then that's like you got the ball, you're supposed to know where you running. Stop that. Right? And we call it a good play. Actually, it's cheating. So they're basically, NBA is cutting down on cheating. And it's good to see James Harden struggle so we can just see him play basketball. Because the dude is awesome, but he just muscle memory with all this cheating. Why are you going through the lane with your hands down, holding the ball real hard and swinging up? Right? That's how he's rolling. So that's good. But my point here is, even though he's my homeboy, even though I know he's awesome, I don't like him. I don't like the way he played because he's cheating, in my opinion. So we don't like cheating no matter how he looks, no matter where he comes from. Got to remember that and keep that in your head as we're going forward in this video, which I'm still trying to keep it short. But anyway, the WBC is a sanctioning body who we know we got our antenna up or your eyebrows up. We're worried about it. Mauricio Sullivan has done a whole bunch of stuff that I am not going to document in this video. I would just say I have no problem with saying he is corrupt. In my opinion, corrupt. No other way. I don't have no problem saying that. And if anybody wants to just look at some old videos, WBC has done too many things. Canelo, Oscar Valdez, and other things. Now, but the thing about the WBC in 2015, they initiated a Prichard-Colin rule. Prichard-Colin rule. Now, the Prichard-Colin rule is a rule against rabbit punching because Prichard-Colin was 23 years old and he laid 100 days in a coma after his fight with Terrell Williams, right? I think it was October 16th, 2015, right? So after that fight, Prichard-Colin has never been the same again due to rabbit punching. And there we have the Prichard-Colin rule. Again, in 2020, a guy named Thomas Guzano Rojas was in the hospital after his fight with Encarnacion, and that's how they're going to say it, his fight with him, due to rabbit punching. Matter of fact, he got hit in the back of the head and he's convulsions and everything. So rabbit punching is very, very dangerous. It could also lead to death because that part of your head, the back of your head, going into your spine is what we call the medulla oblongata, right? That part is a problem, right? So rabbit punching is a problem, and the WBC has known about that, right? They've, they initiated the Prichard-Colin rule. They said, we want to make it's prohibited in boxing first of all, but they said we want to make sure that people are not doing rabbit punching anymore, right? Right? They promised stern actions against rabbit punching in 2020. They promised in 2015 that they were going to make the Prichard-Colin rule, so they were keeping their eye on rabbit punching. Now, we've even had a fight of recent where we saw one of the baddest dudes in boxing who's about to be a Negro League fighter, and Jaron Boots Ennis, when he beat Thomas Delorme. But the first punch was probably behind the head on the side of it. So Thomas Delorme and his team are going to protest that fight and see what happens, because a rabbit punch, he couldn't recover from that in the first round, and you know, we know what happened to him. He got knocked out after that. But let's go to somebody who's controversial, because no matter what happens to him, nobody seems to care. That'll be Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was hit in the first fight by a rabbit punch. He could never recover. And we know it was a rabbit punch. You know what's supposed to happen when somebody gets hit by a rabbit punch? The other guy gets a warning or a point deducted, and the dude gets 5 minutes to recover. That happened to Deontay Wilder? No. Third fight, Deontay Wilder gets hit. His first punch was a rabbit punch. We said, hey, you know something? Deontay Wilder didn't look right after the second and third round. He was barely standing up. Yeah, rabbit punch. What the hell happened to the Prichard rule? Anybody even mention it? Not ever. When it comes to Deontay Wilder, we don't mention anything. And this is not considering what happened in the second fight with the gloves, which we also didn't mention. Right? Nothing. The only thing we mentioned about Deontay Wilder, he lost, and get the hell out of the way, and he lost. Right? That's it. Right? And I'm just sick of acting like Deontay Wilder lost. I'm not, you know, for me, this is the baddest dude out there. I've seen the adversity that this dude has went through, and everybody try to act like they didn't see what they saw, right? No. Everybody, you know, like I told you before the third fight, everybody, I didn't want to see the third fight until I see some justice. And I'm still there. I didn't want Deontay Wilder to fight the guy, because you're not going to beat the whole system. It's not beating Tyson Fury, not the whole system, right? Tyson Fury had got 2 long counts in 2 fights, right? Knocked out, and I've been watching fights since then. People who get hit like Tyson Fury in the first fight, the fight is over, period. They don't even give him a shot to get up, which he did. I mean, Tyson Fury keeps getting up, but at 300 damn pounds, 6'9", you're going to probably get up. That's not so awesome. But you got to get up at 10. And we're not asking Tyson Fury to do that in 2 damn fights. You got the long count and 2 rabbit punches, and nobody will say nothing. And in this video, ain't nobody going to like it. Right? Because for people right now don't give a damn about justice. Look at America. Right? Nobody, you know, just, hey, let's move on from January 6th. That didn't really happen, because it's a bunch of white boys. That's why nothing's not this, oh man, that ain't that bad. Move on. Put turbans on 1/100th of the people and let 4 Muslims walk up in there. What would we have? One of the worst terrorist acts in history. Let 6 brothers, 2 of them got do-rags on, a couple of sunglasses or something. What happens? One of the worst terrorist acts ever. Get you under the jail. Now we try to move on, and we still got senators who helped them. Do you know, let me give you another word for senators. Lawmakers. The people who make your laws try to take your country just because they felt the wrong guy won. They wanted the guy to win who extorted our ally in the Ukraine. They want the guy to back in there that rub elbows with our adversary for years. Our adversary, shoot, the Cold War is only 30 years old, right? But rubbing elbows with adversaries got people in America saying, I'd rather be Russian than Democrat. So I'm just saying. So, Deontay Wilder, we don't care if he failed because a bigger guy hit him with rabbit punches in both fights. Do you think we care about that? Do you think we care that this guy got 17 seconds to stand up in the third fight? Why are we not talking about, hey, that was a quick count. Tyson Fury was counted out too quick, like we have about other fights. No, that ain't happening. You get all the time you need. But when Deontay Wilder got hit by a rabbit punch, he didn't even get his 5 minutes. I'm just saying, people can act like they whatever, but y'all know how I roll. I'm way too old to give a damn what anybody else is saying, whether they're agreeing with me or not. Y'all know that it's real. And wake the hell up. Prichard rule exists. The WBC has been under scrutiny because of this, so they had to do something about it. And why are we not talking about the Prichard rule when it comes to Deontay Wilder? Because actually, in both fights, something should have happened other than just him stumbling around the ring. But you know something? We like to see the brother stumbling around the ring, so we don't give a damn how. Now, guys, look it up yourself. The Prichard Colon rule, right? And see what you think about it. Because the WBC sure as hell didn't enforce it. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.